If you're the kind of person who usually skips the endings of animes, let me stop you right here. Because this time, you need to watch them. The growth of these characters isn't just in the plot, it is in every frame, every song. As the episodes unfold, you will feel their journey, and it's something you don't want to miss. Just like jellyfish who can swim on their own, drifting wherever the water takes them, these characters reflect something deeper. And if we are honest, maybe it reflects something about us too. Day to day, we live without thinking about what we do. We let time slip through our fingers, repeating the same motions, settling into the safety of habits and the comfort of familiarity. There is no urgency in our actions, no new discoveries in the path we walk every day. Instead, we allow ourselves to drift, numb to the possibility of new experiences, new emotions, as if we are slowly forgetting what is it like to truly feel alive. The habits, those small, seemingly harmless patterns, begin to define us. The normal things, the routine, become our anchors. We flow through them like clockwork, never questioning, never straying, because it is easier that way. We tell ourselves, this is just how life is, finding excuses to stay in our comfort zones. Change seems too uncertain, too uncomfortable, and so we choose the path of least resistance, even if it means giving up on what could be. But deep down, we all want more. We want to grow, to improve, to reach for something greater than the routine. Yet, we don't know where to begin. The idea of change is overwhelming, and so we stay paralyzed. The days continue to pass, and with each one, the fear grows. Fear that one day we will wake up and realize we have become the very thing we swore we'd never be. Just another person who had dreams but never figured out how to make them real. It's a quiet fear, one that lingers in the back of our minds, but we don't talk about it. Instead, we distract ourselves with more of the same, more routine, more of the familiar, hoping that by not acknowledging the fear, it will go away. But it never does. It only gets stronger, whispering that maybe, just maybe, we are destined to drift like jellyfish, going wherever the current takes us, never truly swimming in our own. We all have this vague desire to improve, to be more, but how can we even start when we don't know what we want? It feels like we are on autopilot, going through the motions, unsure of where to go or what will bring meaning to our lives. We dream of change, but every attempt feels hollow, like we are searching for something without even knowing what it is. So we hesitate, letting routine take over, telling ourselves it is better to stay in our comfort zones than to chase an uncertain, unreachable goal. But then frustration builds. We start asking ourselves, what is the point of any of this? Even if I do find something, why should I go after it? The fear of choosing wrong paralyzes us. What if we pour everything into this pursuit only to find that it is as empty as everything else? The desire to grow clashes with the overwhelming uncertainty, leaving us stuck between wanting more and fearing we will never find it, or worse, that finding it won't even matter in the end. How can I even manage to do anything if I don't even know what I want? It is like this endless loop, this frustrating cycle where I try and I try, but no matter what I do, it all feels so hollow, so damn empty. What is the point of starting something when I don't even know if it is the right thing? I keep searching, keep looking for some grand purpose or whatever. What it is like it doesn't exist. It is like, am I broken for not knowing? Is everyone else just better at pretending? They always say, find your passion, find your purpose. But what if I can't? What if I am one of those people who just never figures it out? It is easy to feel overwhelmed, trapped between the fear of failing and the fear of staying stuck, the frustration of not knowing what you want or if it even matters, can make everything seem pointless. That is when life starts to feel like an endless cycle of drifting, with no direction or purpose. But even in those moments when the weight of it all feels unbearable, there is still something you can do. Most of the time, when we fall into this kind of thinking, it is because we're going through a tough, depressive stage in life. It is a phase where nothing feels meaningful anymore, and the future looks like a blur of uncertainty. In these moments, it is easy to get lost in the gray fog that clouds our vision and makes everything feel heavy. But the key to pushing through this, you can start by doing it for yourself, not anyone else, just for you. Breaking free from the current that keeps you in this state is hard. Your body fights it, telling you to stay in bed, to avoid doing anything, to just let it all slide. But you have to fight back. It is not about reaching a destination, but about the process of getting there. The sense of accomplishment that comes after hard work is far more rewarding than simply achieving something without effort. It is that sweat, those little struggles, that make the victory feel real, like something you earned. It becomes part of your growth. Think about it. Every day, we do little things that don't require much effort, yet they bring us small moments of joy. Those tiny pockets of happiness that break through the routine, like a well-crafted cup of coffee in the morning or a heartfelt conversation with a close friend. They make the day brighter. When you invest yourself in those moments, time seems to fly by. It is in these small, meaningful actions that you can find the spark to ignite something larger in your life. Sometimes we are so focused on trying to find the big meaning, the grand purpose, that we forget it can come from the simplest things. A walk around your neighborhood, or getting lost in the flow of a created hobby. These moments may seem small, but they can plant the seed of something much bigger. It is in the act of showing up for yourself in these small ways that momentum builds. Before you know it, the spark might just turn into a flame, lighting a path forward you hadn't even imagined. Change doesn't have to come all at once. It can start with those little acts. And as you continue to invest in yourself, you will begin to feel that gray fog lift. Slowly but surely, you have got the power to turn the tide just by starting. We often find ourselves envying and admiring those who have achieved their goals or seem to be living their best life. We see them on social media, in our social circles, or in the public eye, and it is easy to feel disconnected from them. Instead of recognizing their humanity, we dismiss their success with comments like, "It is just luck," or "they were born with talent." But what we forget, or maybe don't even realize, is that we are only seeing the final results of their hard work. We don't witness the late nights they spent grinding, the obstacles they had to overcome, or the self-doubt they may have faced along the way. All we see is the polished version of their success, the highlight reel, not the struggle behind it. This mindset, while understandable, creates a divide between where we are and where we want to be. By convincing ourselves that their achievements were purely a result of luck or innate talent, we subconsciously tell ourselves that we can't do the same. We begin to believe that success is reserved for the lucky few and that we are not a part of that group. This creates a gap between our current selves and our aspirations, a gap that feels impossible to bridge because we have already discounted our potential before we even start. What is important to recognize is that everyone's journey is different, but the struggles and challenges are often universal. Behind every success story is a string of failures, moments of doubt, and periods where giving up may have seemed easier. Those who reach their goals have simply made the choice to keep pushing forward, to endure the grind, even when the results weren't immediately visible. The difference isn't some magical stroke of luck or extraordinary talent. It is persistence, resilience, and the willingness to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Once you find what you love, it becomes essential to pour every part of yourself into it, every ounce of effort, every bit of passion you have, because that is what makes this journey meaningful. As you progress, people will start to notice. Some will admire you, be inspired by your dedication and drive, but with admiration often comes envy. People may start to say things like, "You're just lucky," or "You have always had a talent for this," as if your success came effortlessly. They will make excuses for why they haven't reached the same place, dismissing your hard work in favor of an easier exhalation. This is why I have always stressed the importance of doing it for yourself. It is not just about reaching the goal, but about making the journey personal. When you work towards something you truly love, it is not about proving anything to anyone else. You're not doing it for the approval or even their admiration. You are doing it because it fulfills something inside of you. This is the core reason why finding something you love is so crucial. It gives you a reason to push forward, to keep striving, even when the path gets tough. We are all built with an incredible capacity for effort, for striving towards something greater. But in today's world, it is easy to feel drained, exhausted even, without a clear obstacle to overcome, without a specific challenge or ambition. All that potential sits idle. We end up feeling worn out, not because we are overworked, but because we are underengaged. That is why having something to fight for, a goal, an ambition, or even just a passion, fuels us. It gives us the energy and purpose we need to not only survive, but to thrive. When you have that kind of drive, that clear sense of purpose, waking up in the morning feels different. There is a spring in your step, a real motivation to face the day head on. The things that once felt difficult, the daily grind that seemed unbearable, suddenly feels like stepping stones towards something meaningful. And that's the power of purpose. It transforms the mundane into something valuable, something that feels worth doing. Doing something on your own, especially for the first time, can feel like an uphill battle. It is challenging, overwhelming, and sometimes you might not even know where to start. That's why seeking help isn't just a good idea. It is essential. There is so much knowledge and experience out there. Whether through people, books, videos, or other resources, by learning from others, you can avoid some common pitfalls and get a clearer sense of direction. Help doesn't mean you're weak. It means you are smart enough to realize that nobody has to figure everything out on their own. However, when it comes to people, you need to be mindful of who you are asking for help. The world is full of those who are willing to lend a hand, but there are also those who might have their own interests at heart. Some individuals might see your ambition and hard work as an opportunity to benefit themselves, treating you like a tool to further their own goals. This doesn't mean you shouldn't trust others, but it is important to be selective about who you let into your journey. Seek those who support your growth, who genuinely want to see you succeed, not just because it benefits them, but because they believe in what you are doing. The right kind of help can be transformative. A good mentor or friend can provide insight, encouragement, and the kind of wisdom that only comes from experience. They will push you when you need it, offer guidance when you're lost, and celebrate with you when you achieve something great. Surrounding yourself with people who want to see you grow, who treat you as a person and not just as a means to an end, can make all the difference in your journey. Their belief in you can become a powerful motivator, reinforcing your own belief in what you are capable of achieving. But remember, while help can be a powerful tool, your journey remains yours. The decisions you make, the challenges you face, and the success you achieve, these are all part of your own path. Others can help light the way, but it's up to you to walk it. It is your vision, your passion, and your effort that will ultimately lead you to where you want to go. So choose your help wisely, but never forget that the power to succeed lies within you. It is easy to look at others and feel discouraged, especially when you see people who seem to be miles ahead in skill, success, or talent. You might start to think, I will never be as good as them. And that thought alone can be enough to make you feel like giving up before you have even started. But that kind of comparison is unfair and unnecessary. The truth is, every person you see has their own unique set of circumstances, experiences, and challenges. Their journey is not your journey. The only person that you should be comparing yourself to is you. When you compare yourself to others, you are missing out on the most important part of growth, your own progress. You know yourself better than anyone else. You have been through your own set of struggles, triumphs, and learning experiences. Only you know what challenges you have had to overcome, how hard you have worked, and how far you have come. That's why the only meaningful comparison you can make is with your past self. Are you improving? Are you learning? Are you closer to your goals today than you were yesterday? Those are the questions that matter. Instead of focusing on how far ahead someone else seems, take a step back and reflect on your own progress. Maybe you are not where you want to be yet, but look at how much you have grown. Maybe you have learned new skills, gained more confidence, or taken steps towards your goals that seemed impossible a year ago. Every bit of progress, no matter how small, is a victory. By focusing on how you can improve yourself rather than competing with others, you are setting yourself up for long-term growth and fulfillment. The beauty of this mindset is that it removes the pressure to be the best at everything right away. Growth isn't about beating others, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Everyone's journey is different, and yours is unique to you. So instead of getting discouraged by someone else's success, focus on your own path, celebrate your wins, learn from your losses, and continue moving forward. You have everything you need within you to grow and succeed, one step at a time. Everyone moves at their own pace in life, and it's important to remember that. Some people seem to find their passions early, while others take more time to discover what truly drives them. It is natural to feel a bit lost when you see those around you are achieving their goals or living out their dreams, especially if your own path feels unclear. But there is no need to worry or feel pressured to keep up. Life isn't a race, and there is no one right way to go about it. Rushing to find your purpose or chasing after something just because it seems like the right thing can lead you down a path that doesn't truly fulfill you. It is easy to get caught up in the idea that you are supposed to have everything figured out by a certain age, or that success looks the same for everyone. But if you rush to find something simply because you feel like you're falling behind, you risk settling for a dream that isn't truly yours. You might end up working towards a goal that doesn't actually make you happy, all because you felt the pressure to move quickly. It's okay to take your time, to explore different paths, and to allow yourself the freedom to not have everything figured out right away. When you allow yourself to move at your own pace, you give yourself the chance to really understand what you want out of life. You give yourself the space to explore, to try new things, and to figure out what truly makes you feel alive. This might take time, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is that the path you choose is the one that feels right for you, not one that you are following just because it is what others expect or what seems to work for someone else. Trust in your own journey. The experiences you have, the time you take, and the setbacks you face along the way all contribute to shaping your unique path. By moving at your own pace and staying true to yourself, you will eventually find what you are looking for, and when you do, it will be something that resonates deeply with you because you took the time to discover it in your own way. That's the kind of fulfillment that lasts, and that it's worth every moment of patience and persistence. No one tells anything without expecting something in return. It's a simple, harsh truth that we often try to ignore. Every act of kindness, every favor, every gesture of goodwill, it all comes with an unexpected price tag. It might not be money. It might not even be immediate. But eventually, the debt comes due. People, no matter how they present themselves, are always calculating, always thinking about what they stand to gain. We dress it up in niceties, in words like friendship or love, but deep down it is just another transaction. We like to pretend that there are pure intentions behind the things we do, that somehow we are different from the rest. But that's just another lie we tell ourselves. Beneath the surface, we are all driven by our own desires, our own needs. We help others, sure, but is it really out of the goodness of our hearts? Or is it because we expect something in return? Whether it's gratitude, loyalty, or simply the feeling of being needed? We're selfish creatures, and no matter how much we try to hide it, that selfishness seeps into everything we do. Look around you, everyone is playing the same game. We form relationships, alliances, all with the understanding that they will serve us in some way. We give, but only because we know it keeps us connected, keeps us valuable in the eyes of others. And when that usefulness runs out, so do the favors. It's a cycle of give and take. The moment you stop paying your invisible debt, they will turn away. It is all transactional, whether we like it or not. Even when we try to step outside of this mindset to be selfless, it backfires. We still end up expecting something, a feeling of satisfaction, of moral superiority, or even just the hope that one day someone will return the favor. In the end, we are all just selfish animals, doing what we can to survive in a world where nothing comes for free.
おい、カノ、私がいなかったら今だって描けてなかったんじゃないの？真昼は夜は泳げないクラゲなんでしょ？そんな風に思ってたんだ。ちゃんと見
This series is truly fascinating, especially in how it explores such a profound and difficult topic as the meaning of life. It doesn't shy away from the darker, more uncomfortable truth, yet it presents them in a way that's deeply engaging and thought provoking. The final section we have touched on today is perhaps the most intense and harsh, but it is also a fitting conclusion to the themes we have discussed. It forces us to confront the complexity of human nature, the weight of our choices, and the reality of our own selfish tendencies. There is something raw and real about how this anime handles those themes. It doesn't offer easy answers, but instead invites us to reflect on our own lives, our own actions. It challenges us to think about the reasons behind what we do and to question whether the world we live in is really as self serving as it seems. Of course, there is much more to this anime than what we have covered here today. I have only scratched the surface of its deeper meaning, and there are so many more layers to uncover. From the relationships between the characters to the way it addresses existential questions. This series is a beautiful yet challenging experience, one that rewards those who are willing to look deeper. I highly encourage you to watch it for yourself. There is something truly special about seeing those themes unfold before your eyes and witnessing the way the story weaves together such intricate emotions.